Hey, Happy New Year. How's it going, horror fans? Been away for about 2 years, but I'm back. Thank you for watching. I figured it's a new year now, and it'd be awesome to do an A to Z of my horror collection. I figured I'd do that. There's gonna be very many videos, but I have a better phone now, a new house, and like I said, I have a better phone, so hopefully I can not be as rushed as I was in the past. So, without further ado, let's get to it. This is a work in progress here. First up for A's, we have The Abandoned. This movie is part of the After Dark Horror Fest films. It's directed by Nacho Cerny. I always say his last name wrong. Anyway, he's the guy that did Aftermath, movie about necrophilia, and also Genesis. A couple really good short horror films from Spain, Spanish director. Really good movie, good atmosphere, good modern ghost story with a twist. Definitely. From Unearthed Films, we have Atraz. This is a very brutal film. If you're a fan of more extreme horror like August Underground, stuff like that, I would say, yeah, check this out at your own risk. Unearthed Films, they don't fuck around, man. They put out some wicked badass shit, and this one's no exception. Really good disc here. You get the Blu-ray, DVD, soundtrack. I think this edition's still available, but yeah, it's a really good Mexican horror film. Check it out, Atraz. Kind of makes you think twice about going to Mexico, actually, after watching it. Hey, we have A Bell from Hell. This movie is uh, known for the director of committing suicide or dying tragically during the ending of the film. But it's actually a really good character study and a very underrated horror film, I think. The Bell from Hell. Check it out. Definitely a 70s classic. Yeah, one of my favorites here. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Just a real fun monster romp, man. Like, you can't get any better than this for comedy and horror. Um, with Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, with Boris Karl, or I'm sorry, Bill Lugosi in his last ever role for Universal as the Dracula character, and of course Todd Strange. I'm sorry, Glenn Strange. I always mix that up. Todd Strange is the bass player of Crowbar. I'm sorry. Glenn Strange plays the monster this time, and of course Lon Chaney Jr. reprises his role as Larry Talbot, the Wolfman. Really good movie. Definitely a classic Universal Monsters. Can't go wrong with those. Here's a classic here. From 1979, we have the Amityville Horror. I don't really know what else to add about this. It still holds up. I think it's really good. James Brolin role, I think he really knocks it out of the park as a guy who's pretty much losing his mind towards the end there. And of course, the late great Margot Kidder, rest in peace. She was great. um, from Mondo Macabro, we have a swan. I don't know if I said that right. But yeah, it says right there, a Filipino vampire feeds on the unborn. It's it's a pretty wild movie. It's really out there. There's a lot going on in this one. Some visuals that'll never leave you after you watch it. Really good movie. Check it out. A Swan. Kind of rare, but if you can find it, yeah, check it out. I have a little modern one here. Anti Birth from IFC Midnight. Um, One of the reasons why I'm redoing this whole collection showing is because I've gotten so much more shit since whenever I did these last at my old apartment. I have an actual house now, and I have more room to do stuff and more freedom, which is nice. So yeah, this is cool having all this shit here. But yeah, Anti Birth's a really good movie too. Definitely, Meg Tilly is amazing in this movie. We have Astro Zombies. Ted V. Michaels, rest in peace. John Carradine, the late great John Carradine. This is a really cool movie. I first learned about this movie through Rob Zombie, actually, when he put Astro Creep 2000 White Zombie out. But yeah, great film. Loved it. Anything Ted V. Michaels does. Here's one of my favorites here. Angel Heart with Robert De Niro and Mickey Rooney. This movie, you really got to see this movie if you've never seen it, because you want to see different side of Robert De Niro, where he's charming and then he's evil. The guy is a real amazing actor, and Mickey Rooney is right up there with him. Awesome movie, shot in New Orleans. Has total voodoo atmosphere to it. A lot of strange shit going on in this one. Check this out. Angel Heart. I'm also sicker than shit as I'm doing this. I apologize. Amityville: A New Generation. I think this is the 5th one. Is this the one with Terry O'Quinn in it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this one's cool. I don't mind this one. I think this is the one about that mirror, like it's a haunted mirror or something. Mirror. The mirror from Amityville possesses this guy to kill a bunch of people. It's a cool movie though. I like it. I like all the Amityville movies. I shouldn't say that. Well, most of them. An American Werewolf in Paris. I remember when this movie came out. Never really was the biggest fan. CGI werewolves. They don't really hold up today, in my opinion. Australians. I've actually never seen this. I still gotta watch this one. Looks interesting. A little campy as hell. I'll check it out. Australians. That sounds awesome. Antidote. I actually never seen this one either. Some of these movies I actually have not seen. Yeah, Antidote, I think it's a zombie movie. Modern zombie movie. There's so many. Michael Crichton's The Armada Strain. I probably said that wrong. Based on a novel by Michael Crichton. Very long movie. Have some time to watch that one, but well worth your time. American Maniacs. Never seen it. That dude kind of looks like Chris of Slipknot, though. I guess that's kind of what attracted me to it. Back at Family Video, you remember Family Video? Yeah, a lot of shit has happened since I've stopped doing videos. Like, a lot of video stores are gone now, and streaming's pretty much taken over everything, so kind of sucks if you're a collector. Physical media forever, I don't care. Animal, this is a good one. This is from Chiller Films. The creature kind of reminded me a little bit of Pumpkinhead. That's kind of what attracted me to it, but it's actually a really good movie. Really, very well done. Good atmosphere in the woods. The creature looked pretty badass, too. Like I said, he kind of reminded me a little bit of Stan Winston's Pumpkinhead. Pretty cool movie. The Aggression Scale. This movie was really cool. I like this one. Kind of like a horror version of Home Alone, I guess is what it's kind of called. This kid's got to take care of his sister, taking care of all these intruders that are breaking in and shit. And one of the guys is who's the guy that played Jason in the remake? God, I'm having a brain fart here. I just saw him too. I met him at Days of the Dead. What the hell's his name? You're probably screaming at me now. I gotta check. I'm sorry, Derek Mears. Yeah, he's a cool actor. Cool guy too in real life. Aggression Scale, awesome movie. I don't know why I botched that. Autumn, never seen it. I hear good things. David Carradine's in it. Okay. Huh. It looks kind of like a zombie apocalypse end of the world type movie, maybe. I'll have to check that out. One of my favorite John Carpenter movies, which I think is very underrated, is Assault on Precinct 13. I think this is one of his best movies. Definitely one of his earliest movies. Not really even a horror movie, but you can see like elements of this coming into what he would later do. You know, like even if you watch like Someone is Watching Me, and there was another one I forgot he did before Halloween, but yeah, I think Assault on Precinct 13 is awesome. I love the cop um, the cop shop that's going under, and if you know the movie, you've seen it. And I just like how the prisoners are just on the prowl, and these people inside the building have to do whatever they have to survive. Really good movie about survival. The Awful Dr. Orloff. Jesse Franco. Um, One of his earlier films and one of his better films. He gets a lot of shit for sometimes not being the most competent director in the world, but um, he's actually he shines here. The Awful Dr. Orloff. There's a whole bunch of Dr. Orloff movies. One of the best. I think that's the first one too. This is actually more of a documentary. Autopsy Through the Eyes of Death's Detectives. This one was pretty cool. It was very well done. Yeah, it was gory and everything, but it was very respectful about the art of autopsies, and how death is not a good thing. Death is a horrible, ugly thing, and unfortunately, it's something we all have to face one way or another. But this shows, autopsies. Very interesting. Um, I don't know what one this is. Annabelle Creation. What one is this? Is this the? I think this is the second one. Yeah, this one was okay. I don't. I'm not crazy about the Annabelle movies, but yeah, it was okay. Oops, I want that one. Annabelle, the first one. I have to rewatch this. I don't even remember it. I remember that one Manson type murder in the beginning. That was kind of cool. I enjoyed that part. After that, it kind of just disappeared up its own ass in religion. I think I have to rewatch it though. Annabelle doll really gets around though. Angst. Um, yeah, this is this is such a great movie. One of my absolute favorites. One of the best stories about a serial killer. Well, this guy that is a serial killer that's released. They think they rehabilitated him, but no way. He's still got a lot of problems, and yeah, you just got to see this movie. It's got some really brutal fucking kills in it. Very very brutal. I shouldn't laugh when the old lady dies, but man, it's actually kind of amusing. I'm just sick, I guess. Angst is a great film. Check it out. One of my favorites here, the alligator people. Yeah, this is a classic here. Beverly Garland and Long Chaney Jr. Yep, this is a definitely a midnight movie to watch. A creature feature, something you'd see like on like a I know someone like Bob Wilkins would have had this on his show. Rest in peace. A lot of old horror, like chiller theater type stuff. This movie definitely would have played on there. Alligator People's great. I love those old cheesy turn your brain off type movies. They're just so much fun. From Something Weird Video, we have Axe. Axe is cool, man. I like this. This was actually a Video Nasty, I believe. I don't think it's really that bad, but yeah, it's really good. It's a good story. It's really not what you would expect. It's more about like a deranged woman, protecting her realm from a bunch of scumbags, basically, and she takes it out on them. Yeah, it's a good movie. Axe, check it out. And now the screaming starts. I love Amicus. Amicus is one of my favorite horror companies for classic horror. Right up there with uh, Hammer. But you just can't go wrong with those old horror anthologies from Amicus. Peter Cushing. Um, Peter Cushing's in this. Herbert Lom's in this one. Really good. Kind of creepy in parts, really, too. Like the whole atmosphere with Amicus is they're just all built on atmosphere with those horror anthologies. Gotta love them. Just gotta love them. Here's a movie no one really talks about. Hear about it in Rue Morgue every once in a while, but Anguish, this is actually a really, really good movie. I would highly recommend checking this one out. And that is the woman from. Yeah, that is the little woman from Poltergeist, yes. Zilda Rubinstein, yes. Rest in peace. That's a really good movie, though. Check it out. Umberto Bava's A Blade in the Dark. Taken after his old man, Mario Bava. Yeah, he was a great director in his own right. And Blade in the Dark is a great modern giallo. Definitely. No one does it like the Italians, for sure. A Blade in the Dark. Check it out. This is just a pack I got. I don't know, 4-movie marathon Aliens. I got all these movies, except Virus on their own edition, but little little cool pack, I guess. Here's a classic, A Clockwork Orange. I put it in my horror section because it's got a lot of horrific elements within it. I think Stanley Kubrick, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, this, and The Shining. Those are just some of my favorite movies of all time. And Malcolm McDowell. Oh, we all know the Singing in the Rain scene. That's just for its time. Well, it still holds up to this day as being very disturbing. But for its time, it was just groundbreaking cinema. Clockwork Orange. Can't talk any more about it. It was just an amazing fucking movie. Patrick McGee. He's in it. Excellent movie. Abominable. This was kind of a modern Bigfoot movie. I think it just got a recent Blu-ray re-release, but I snagged the DVD a while ago. From what I remember, it was really cool. It was one of the better modern Bigfoot movies. I enjoyed it. I think Lance Henriksen's in that one. I've actually never watched this one. Never got a chance to. American Crime. I hear it was pretty good from a couple other YouTubers on here. So I checked. So I snagged a copy, but still got to watch it. American Crime looks right up my alley, though. Looks pretty brutal, actually. I think this is the last Annabelle movie, isn't it? Annabelle Comes Home. Some of these are out of order. I apologize. I'm just throwing shit together so I can put stuff on my new shelves. Annabelle Comes Home. Um, Is this the one with the werewolf? I think it's the one with the werewolf. Yeah, that werewolf part was pretty cool. Yeah. Rest in peace, Ed and Lorraine Warren as well. Made a lot of money selling their bullshit. Alien 3000. I tried watching this movie, but I never could finish it. So I have no idea. Cover is cool. Alex DeSanto collection. Alex DeSanto is a young filmmaker. I think he was like only 17, 18, maybe. I don't even know. He was very young when he was making these films, and yeah, they are what they are. You know, he worked with what he had, and you got to give him credit for it. But they're not the greatest films in the world. But I thought they were still fun, and I appreciate anyone who puts his money where his mouth is, even if you don't have that much money. So there's definitely some talent there. I just recently watched this one for Christmas. Rewatched it. I love this movie. I watch it every year. A Christmas Horror Story. This one was so much fun. So much fun. There's just such replay value in this movie. I love Christmas Story. Oh, Christmas Horror. I do like A Christmas Story. A Christmas Horror Story, yes. Great movie. Krampus and Santa have a showdown. Um, Acacia from A Tyrant Asian Extreme. I actually have never seen this movie. I always wanted to see it though. I really should put that on to watch list. Looks cool, and I'm a big fan of Asian horror as well. Huge fan of Asian horror. A Dark Path. I get this one and the movie Monster mixed up. I know they're about a huge creature that's like after these people in the woods and they're stranded in their car or whatever. I think that's Monster. Monster's a great movie. But A Dark Path, I think I remember liking this one. I mean, what's not to like with that cover, right? Pretty cool. Modern creature feature. No CGI, and that's another thing about me. I am a fan of practical effects. I'm not a fan of CGI at all. Unless it's done right. Anthropophagus 2000. Um, from Andreas Schnage. I'm a huge fan of the original Joe D'Amato Anthropophagus, so this one was definitely a treat from Massacre Video. This movie is so fucking brutal, man. You want to watch a really brutal movie with a lot of red shit flying everywhere? Man, check out Anthropophagus 2000. I would recommend that one. Doris Doris Wishman's A Night to Dismember. I think this movie is great. I think it's getting some love. It's actually been getting more love in recent years. More people are talking about it, but yeah, it kind of fell through the cracks. But I think it's a fun psychological type slasher movie. Yeah, it was really good. I liked it. Actually, pretty gory for what they had, you know. A Taste of Blood from Herschel Gordon Lewis, rest in peace. This is his vampire movie that he made. One of his only movies that he went more supernatural route rather than just cannibalism and all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, this is his take on vampirism, and I think it's a very unique take, and I think it's a great film. Taste of Blood, check it out. And we have the Mighty Coffin Joe in At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul. I absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. Alice Volby. Rest in peace, OJ Jimmy Martins. Ziduka Show forever. This guy was like the Brazilian boogeyman kind of like the equivalent of our Freddy, I guess, But this was in the '60s, and these movies were so groundbreaking and violent for their times, and he just showed no mercy and held nothing back, like using live snakes and spiders and stuff, and just these actors would do anything. Really great, great series. I love the Coffin Joe movies. I actually have that box thing up there too. Arachnophobia. Um, any spider lovers out there will love this one. Yeah, this is a great movie. Very, very fun. So much replay value. John Goodman cracks me up in that movie. ATM. This movie really is good too. People should give it more of a thought because just the thought of being trapped in an ATM with a madman out there waiting to kill you. You can't go anywhere. You're trapped in an ATM. I just think it's pretty original concept, honestly, for a slasher. Yeah, ATM. That was pretty cool. IFC Midnight. They put out some amazing shit. Another IFC Midnight here. Antiviral. Yeah, this one was awesome. One of the definitely Brandon Cronenberg. He really made a name for himself with this one for sure. Anthropophagus. We were talking about this one before. Joe D'Amato. Amazing film. This movie is groundbreaking. The fetus ripping scene is what everyone talks about. That's the scene that got this a video nasty. Um, Made Mary Whitehouse lose her shit, basically. um, but I think it's actually just a rabbit. I think wasn't it just a rabbit wrapped in a cloth that he ripped out or something like that. A dead rabbit, maybe. But anyway, it's a great movie. George Eastman, he's the man. He is the man. Love Anthropophagus. I like the music in that movie too. It's really weird. Yeah, Alice, Sweet Alice. This is a classic here. um, with Brooke Shields, that's a very young Brooke Shields. The music in this movie, I would love to get the soundtrack for this movie or the vinyl for this movie. I just love the soundtrack. There's a lot of really interesting things that happen in this movie too. It's a really psychological study. Alice, Sweet Alice, excellent movie. I always remembered that cover as a kid. Amityville 2, The Possession. This is actually the true telling of the real Amityville Verners with Ronnie James DeFeo. I almost said Ronnie James Dio. Wow. Ronnie James DeFeo. The DeFeo murders. Basically loosely based on this. This is the story before the Lutzes moved in. And this movie has such an Italian feel because it's obviously an Italian director. But there's so many visuals in this. Like when Sonny goes on the rampage towards the end with the gun, it's just such haunting imagery. I absolutely love Amityville 2: The Possession. I really think it's such a classic film. Even the best Amityville, hands down. One of my favorite movies of all time, Alucarda, from Mondo Macabro. Yeah, basically more blood, loud screaming, and nudity than any horror film I can think of. Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. Very, very good. Satanic Panic 70s cinema right here. You can't go wrong with that. Absolutely. Tina Romero just knocks it out of the park. A great performance. Alucarda, check it out. Oh boy, one of the most brutal movies. American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore. Wow. This one is not for everybody. It's for the few and the proud, the gorehounds out there that really want to see some extreme, amazing shit, sadistic shit, but done very well. Very believable. Very reminiscent. The camera work reminds me a lot of Last House on Dead End Street. I think that's kind of what they were going for too. That snuff feel. Yeah, this movie, the Marcus Cook did the effects in this movie, and I always consider him kind of like the Tom Savini of our era. Like the guy is just an amazing, gifted makeup artist and special effects wizard, basically, and he shows it in this. Like there's just so many brutal. There's so much brutal shit going on in this movie. Um, you just got to see it. You got to experience it. You know, if you know anything about Unearthed Films, they don't fuck around. They put out some really films that test you, you know. And if you can test this movie, you can pretty much test anything, I think. But Bouquet of Guts and Gore, definitely my favorite American Guinea Pig for sure. Shout out to Stephen Byro. I doubt you're watching, but hail, brother. There's George Eastman again. This is absurd. I think this was known as Horrible, I think. And it was also Anthropophagus 2. But I think it stands alone in its own. I think it's a great film. Absurd. Another video nasty. Severin just knocks it out of the park with these movies. I think they're one of the best companies as well. Absurd is great. That was a welcome to the collection, by the way. Here's a Serbian film. This is the DVD version I got a long time ago. But the mighty Unearthed Films put out this version of a Serbian film, which is the total uncut version that does have the newborn porn scene, which is pretty sick. But yeah, if you are an extreme, movie collector, you got to have a Serbian film. So yeah, there you go. Check that out. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Another really good IFC Midnight movie. I always love this one. Such a real eerie premise too. Like you never really know what's going on, and yeah, watch this one at night with the lights off, guaranteed. And they put the bells on the corpses, and then you hear the bells at night. That's pretty creepy. Here's Army of Darkness. I don't know what this is. The Boomstick edition. I don't know if this is rare or not. But yeah, I like the movie. It's alright. Army of Darkness.